ever wondered why you're able to stand upright and move without falling? Well, your vestibular balance system has a lot to do with that. This sensory system is different from all the other systems. You see with your eyes, you hear with your ears, you smell with your nose, you taste with your tongue, and you feel with your skin. But you balance with a variety of those inputs. You balance with your eyes, your ears, your muscles, and your joints. Balance is a sixth sense. I want to share with you some gentle exercises that will keep you from falling if you promise to practice them regularly. To check your balance, we're going to attempt to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. I think we'll check our balance on both legs. I'm going to start with my non-dominant leg first, my weaker of the two. I'm going to keep my arms at my side and I'm going to look straight ahead. And I have 3 attempts to do this. I'll pick the best one. Maybe it'll be the first one. So here I go. I lift my leg off the ground and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I could probably hold it up to 30 if I wanted to. Well, maybe not on that leg. Let's check the balance on the other leg. You're not allowed to touch anything else. Just shift your weight to the leg you're checking, lift the other one off the ground and count. Look straight ahead. Arms at your side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feels good on that leg. Not so hot on this one, but I did get to 10 on both. Remember, if you can't get to 10, practice, even if you're only up to 2 or 3 or 5. Practice, practice makes permanent. I call this exercise walking with intention. I call it that because I'm paying attention to my posture and especially my footsteps. I'm trying to stand as tall as possible. My shoulders are down and back and relaxed. I'm swinging my arms a little bit. My hips are forward, my knees are soft, and I'm trying to do that heel-toe thing. But I want to show you the actual steps. So pay attention to the steps. You can practice this exercise anywhere, anytime, and you don't need any equipment. I think the only thing you might want to consider is having some shoes on that are going to allow your toes to spread and the flexion in the bottom of your foot to work properly. You don't want to be too well padded. So here go the exercises. Not only is your posture in perfect form, but I want you to take little baby steps. Remember that child game that we used to play, Mother May I Take Giant Steps or Baby Steps or whatever? You're taking baby steps. Heel, toe. You're taking your time so you can do this with intention, and you're walking straight ahead. I'm on a sidewalk. It's still not that even, but I'm trying to get my glance to be ahead of me a bit. I don't want to bend my neck looking down. And I'm swinging my arms. Baby steps. And then I pause briefly and take baby steps backwards. Still maintaining my posture. Now, if you have trouble moving backwards, just take your time. You don't have to do that many. And then you can go forward again. So forward. Baby steps, heel, toe, and maybe backwards. Take your time. It's not a race. It's all about balance. And then the next step is a giant step. So it's not a medium step, it's a giant step. So I step way out, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Think about your balance and your posture. Heel, toe, giant steps. And then, of course, we're going to giant step backwards, which means toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Not as easy, eh? No. Take your time. At least do 2 or 3 forward and 2 or 3 back, instead of doing the whole block. Okay, then the next one is to turn sideways and do baby steps, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, and then go back the other way to see how the balance feels that way. Good. You can do as many as you want in either direction, but do both directions. And then giant steps. Yes, you have to bend those legs. You might want to have your arms out to the side for more balance. Or if you can do it with your arms at your side, that would even be better. It's a progression, this balance thing, and it takes practice. Try the other way, step, touch, bend the legs, but the rest of your body is in your best form possible. Keeping your back in neutral and your head in neutral. Good. And then the last one is a step behind, step behind, step behind, step, go the other way, step behind, sideways, step behind, step behind. And then if you want, you can try the step in front. So it's step in front, step in front, and the other way. So it's step in front, step in front. It's a grapevine, step in front. And then just to finish it off, if you want, it's step behind, step in front, step behind, step in front. And these are medium steps. They're not giant steps. If you want to make little baby ones doing the grapevine or giant steps doing the grapevine, that's up to you. But I'm just going to do the medium one. So it's step behind, step in front, step behind, step in front, step. And I could go all the way down the street, on the sidewalk, or maybe on grass. Might be harder. Or in a pathway in some park. To do this single leg routine, I would suggest you begin by holding on to something. It doesn't have to be a counter, but hold on to something. Stand in your best posture possible and lift the outside leg up with a bent knee so that your knee is in the same plane as your hip. Notice this is 90 degrees at the joint. And then take your leg so that your hip is above your knee, but your leg is still at 90 degrees behind you. So it's up, back, stand tall, back. Take your time. Remember, everything with intention. Pay attention. So the supporting leg, this one over on this side next to the counter, is also working really hard to maintain balance for you. This is a perfect example of your joints helping you with your balance so you don't fall over. But take your time and do as many as you want with perfect form. And then when you're ready, switch sides. Up goes the knee, in line with the hip. Down goes the knee, hip above the knee. The joint at the knee is 90 degrees. Up, down. And I would keep the joint at the ankle 90 degrees too. Don't point your toe, just keep it in neutral there, that foot. Take your time, stand tall. Does this work? You bet. but it's worth it. There's no way I want to fall and then have to rely on the rest of the world to keep me going. That would not be fun. Once you've done that one, switch sides again. When you're ready, you can have a break, go get a drink, walk around for a bit, but then come back to this routine. Your knees up. I'm going to take it out to the side and bring it back. Now there's different ways to do this, but this is the way I like. I'm looking straight ahead. Some people will take it out and curve it around and back up. Take it out and bring it down and do it. I don't like that. Just take it out to the side, bring it back, keeping it at 90 degrees. The knee should be as high as your hip if you can get it there. If you're down here, that's where you are, that's okay. Eventually, practice makes permanent. You'll have your knee the same height as your hip. Other side, out and back. And if this is just way too hard for you, you could start here, lift it up, take it out, bring it back, put it down. Or maybe you can take your time and still get to 3 reps or 5 reps or 10 reps. Good work. You get a drink. When you're ready, the next one, holding on, standing tall. Straight leg, point your toe to the ceiling. So it's right at your side. I'm not bending my knee and bringing it up, and then I'm keeping it straight. So as soon as I shift my weight to the inside leg and lift that outside leg off the ground a little bit, then I push it forward and bring it back down. Take your time. It's not way up and let gravity drag it down. It's you. You're in control. So pay attention to the coming down as much as you pay attention to the going up. It doesn't have to go behind you, just even with you. Up to here. Up to here. Slowly up, slowly down. Slowly up, slowly down. Not easy. You might be, shift your weight, lift your straight leg, you might only be to here. But as you practice, you'll get higher. Will you ever get way up there? You never know. Practice makes permanent. Stand tall. Both legs are working, but so is my upper body because I'm trying to maintain that perfect posture. And one more. Got that one? It's one of my favorites. You can do walk the plank anywhere you like, as long as the surface is flat. And I've chosen to do walk the plank in my kitchen because I have hardwood floors and there's a plank. So with my posture in the best position, I'm going to place one foot, doesn't matter which one, on the plank. I'm going to take my other one and put the heel up against the toe and then switch legs. My arms are at my sides just to make it a little bit more difficult. And I'm looking down at the plank and trying to use my eyes to help me with my balance, along with my muscles in my joints, to walk this plank without falling off. Doesn't matter how many steps you take, it's up to you. But when you're ready, I want you to walk the plank backwards. So now your toe is touching your heel. If you fall off, oh well, get back on the plank and try again. But try to get your toes to touch your heels and your heels to touch your toes. And I'm looking down. When I'm comfortable with that, I'm going to look straight ahead. Put my head in neutral and do it again. Take my time. If you walk off the plank, I guess you walk off the plank. But eventually, with practice, you'll be able to stay on it. Maybe even someday, you'll be on a tightrope. Well, I won't be, but you might be. So I'm looking straight ahead. Step 2, same move with the feet, except now I'm looking straight ahead. Once I've mastered that, might not be today, cover up one eye, doesn't matter which one at first, and try walking the plank, looking straight ahead with one eye covered. And then when you're ready, walk back. All good for your balance. Switch sides, cover the eye, heel to toe, toe to heel. Take your time, think about what you're doing, stand up tall, and your balance will improve if you practice. I mean, this is just a few minutes out of a day. And once you've mastered those two eyes covered, you could try covering them both. Check your surroundings first. Oh, there's a rubber carpet there in front of my stove. I don't think I'll end up over at the cat dish. Maybe I'll just take a few steps. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll check. Still on the plank. Whoops. Get back on the plank. Stand still. Oops. Put the other one behind. Switch around my feet. Now I'm okay. So we're ready. 1, 2, 3. Holy cats, that's not easy. Am I still on it? Now to go backwards. Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3. I'm not on the plank, but I'm doing it. My eyes are covered. 1, 2, 3. It might take me a while to get to both eyes covered and do 3 steps forward and 3 back, but I'm determined. I really enjoy trying Beat the Clock because it was a show on TV a long time ago when I was a kid, and it has a lot to do with balance. So I'm going to, I think, try to beat the clock with my left leg first because that's my weak leg. So I'm going to shift my weight. First of all, I'm standing up in my best posture possible. Shift my weight to the right leg and take my left leg, and using my toe, I'm going to point to 12 o'clock, which is down on the ground around me, the clock. And then I'm going to point to 3 o'clock. And then I'm going to point to 6 o'clock. And then 9 o'clock. Try it with my other leg, and I hold each position, each o'clock, for about 3 seconds. So I shift my weight to the left leg, standing up nice and tall, point to 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. All right, so I'm ready to beat the clock, so I'll try 1 o'clock. I'm going to use the left leg again. 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I could do 5 o'clock like this or 5 o'clock like that, which would be a little harder. Let's switch legs again, go to the other side. So 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whoop, 11 o'clock, 2:30, 2:45. So this is my o'clock leg. So 2:45 would be the big hand, would be at the 9. Good work. This Qigong exercise is called strike a pose. It's when you take 2 static yoga positions and you blend them together with a nice slow transition. I only use 2, but you could blend more yoga poses to make it a little harder if you wanted to. So my first pose, my feet are shoulder width apart or a little wider. I do a little mini squat, lowering my hips. I reach up to hold the earth, and I look up, and I hold this position, which involves a whole body balance effort. And then maybe hold it for 3 or 5 seconds, and then I slowly go into the second position where I get a little lower in my squat. I bring my arms behind me, lift them way up high back there, and then I look underneath my legs and hold that for 3. And then very slowly and smoothly I move into what I call the Charles Atlas again. Hold it as long as you want, but hold it. And then slowly move into the swimmer. And let's do it one more time. Except we'll hold it a little longer, maybe 10 seconds. And then into the swimmer, but slowly move into the different positions. And then come up. This balance exercise is called grounding. So I'm standing with my feet shoulder width apart and my arms out to the side, palms up. I'm going to look straight ahead, keeping myself in that best posture, and I'm going to pick something to stare at. Okay, I think I've got it. I'll use the clothesline. Then I'm going to turn 1/4 turn to the left. Looking straight ahead, I'm going to pick something. Okay, I got a mock orange bush in front of me. 1 more 1/4 turn. So I see some form of a succulent on a plant stand, and then 1 more 1/4 turn, and I see my porch with my table and chairs. So here I am. So now I've got to make sure as I turn, I've got to pause at each one of those positions to check out the thing that I'm looking at. So here's the clothesline, the mock orange, the succulent, and the table and chairs. So I'm going to try to do it 3 times. The speed is up to me as long as I see those things and my brain registers those things as I go around. I'm going to do it 3 times without stopping. And if you feel dizzy at the end of it, that's because you haven't practiced it enough. You need to practice more and more and more, and it's okay to feel dizzy. Some people go around 20 times. It really, really enhances their balance, and they don't feel dizzy, but practice makes permanent. I call this balance exercise vestibular thumb. Now you have 2 ears, and each ear on the inner part each ear has 2 little bones and 3 semicircular canals. And each canal is filled with these little hair-like nerves that attach to the brain. And the nerve is communicating with the brain, and the brain is talking to the inner ear through those nerves all about balance. And you don't want your inner ear to get too much liquid in there, but you need some liquid for that nerve to work properly. Because if it gets clogged with liquid, then you're going to have major balance problems. To do the vestibular thumb balance exercise, you need to be standing up, and it would be nice if you were in your best posture possible. Take one arm with your thumb pointing up and hold it in front of you. Doesn't matter which one. So you're going to stare at that fingernail on that thumb and keep your eyes on it, but don't move your head. Don't move your head. I should hold my head so it doesn't turn. Just use your eyes to see the fingernail on the thumb. I can still see it. Okay, I'm coming back. I stopped when I started to lose sight of it. Here I go the other way. Keep your head pointing straight ahead, but your eyes are on the thumbnail. Right about there. Come back to the center. Keep your eyes on the thumbnail. Here it goes up. Just use your eyes. And then all the way down. Holy cats, I can still see it. My head hasn't moved, but my eyes are doing a great job. And I don't even feel dizzy. Now I'm going to switch to this one, but this time I'm going to not move my arm or my thumb. I'm going to keep my eyes on it, but I'm going to turn my head to the side. That's as far as I can go, and I can still see it. Slowly come back to center and go the other way. Do I feel dizzy? Not yet, but if I keep this up, I might. And is it okay to feel dizzy when you do this vestibular thumb exercise for balance? Yep. There, I only did it once. Don't feel dizzy. That's because I've been practicing. Practice makes permanent. The sit to stand balance exercise not only involves lots of surface muscles like your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes, but it involves your core muscles deep inside your body that keep you stable and prevent you from falling over. You want to begin in your best seated posture, and that's pretty simple. If you just keep your knees over your ankles and your hips in neutral, or at least forward a little bit with a little bit of a pelvic tilt, that'll bring your torso up, push your chin back into your neck, and then you're ready to stand up. And if you can do it without your hands, that's even better. The same with going back. Stand in your best posture possible and slowly find the seat with your glutes and sit up straight again. If you have to hold on and push off with your hands and then reach for the seat before you put your butt down, that's okay too. If you have to hold on to something at the side of your body to assist you with getting up and down, that's okay too. But if you could do several of these without using your hands, not even pushing on your quads with your palms, just keep your hands free. Take your time. Be mindful of your seated posture and your standing posture. Push your feet into the floor or the ground, spread those toes, and get a lot of contact going there. And notice when I'm getting up, I'm not leaning forward way like this to get up. I'm just leaning a little bit. So it's like a mini squat lean. And if you could do 10 of those every once in a while, wherever there is a decent chair, the mall, at a friend's house, out on your back deck, in your living room. The hookup squat is an advanced balance move. Not only are your legs crossed at the ankles, but your arms are crossed at the wrist and your fingers are crossed. We're going to breathe in through our nose when we're not moving. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for 2 and blow out for 4 as we move down and do the hookup. So here we go, in through the nose for 2, blow out for 4 and do a little squat and a hookup roll. And then breathe in for 2 and blow out for 4 as we move back up and untangle ourselves a little bit. So breathe in for 2, exhale for 4, breathe in for 2, exhale for 4. One more, breathe in for 2, exhale for 4, breathe in for 2, exhale for 4. Let's try it the other way. So we'll put the other foot hooked at the ankle, and we'll try to cross our arms the opposite way to what we did. Grab our fingers, cross them, and you ready? You breathe in for 2, exhale for 4, breathe in for 2, exhale for 4. One more. And uncross. Advanced move. We're going to finish off this series of balance exercises with a QUADRATUS lumborum stretch. And remember, whenever you're stretching at the end of your workout, you want to hold it as long as possible to get the most benefit from the stretch, which would be approximately 2 minutes. And since we have 2 quadratus lumborum muscles that are deep inside our body, right here, they're deep inside the body, close to the spine, and their job is to stabilize you when you're standing up so you don't fall over. And this is how you stretch them. So I'm standing in neutral here, best posture. I'm going to put my hand on my hip, and then the opposite arm is going to come up and over my head, and I'm pushing my hip away and reaching and holding it right there. And how long? I hold it for 2 minutes. But just because this is the last exercise of the video, and because 2 minutes is a long time, you don't need me to do this. So that'll be enough for that side. But do this with me on the other side. Put your hand on your hip, and as you reach up and reach over, push your hip in and the other hip away, and you're on a tilt. My feet didn't move. I'm looking straight ahead in my best posture possible. My chin is pushed into the back of my neck, and I'm in neutral, pretty much, except for my quadratus lumborum being stretched for 2 minutes. Good luck with your balance. Hope you don't fall.